Hello, this is Grandmaster Ahmed, and in this video I'm going to show you 100 brilliant chess moves played in 100 chess games. Before we get started, my recommendation to you is not to only see the moves. Just pause and try to find the solution yourself so your tactical abilities will be improved by the end of the video. Let's get started. Usually I will show you the last move played by the other side. Here, the last move played by black was knight e8, moving the knight back, and now it's white to play. We'll give you a chance to pause the video and try to find the solution. Now in this position, white saw this idea of sacrificing queen h6, knight g5, rook h3, etc. Looks very promising, but there's a problem with this idea, which is what? Which is the queen can attack this pawn. So first of all, we need to deviate this queen away. So we will play this brilliant move, knight d7. And after queen takes d7, now we go knight e5. Why are we going knight e5 now? In order to open the rank for the rook. So the queen is under fire. You go back queen d8. And now in this position, again and again, we need to move the queen away of the f6 pawn or f6 target. So we go knight d7 again, attacking here and attacking there. It's another brilliant, but it's not counted with the 100 brilliant games we will be seeing. So after knight d7, queen d7, and now rook h3, attacking the mate or threatening the mate. So h5, g takes h5, trying to escape with g5, but attacking again, queen takes g5. And now after queen takes g5, queen d8 trying to get rid of this pawn, but h6 is coming, queen takes f6, queen g7, very strong move. The point is, after you take the queen, I take back, queen h6, and now in this position, very smart idea is g takes f8 knight, after king h8, rook takes h6. Oi, 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 what a start, what a start, this is just a start. Tubalov versus Shirov. This is one of the, it's called one of the strongest chess moves in the history, but I mean, you can debate, you can argue for this. Now Tubalov played this idea, king g1, and it's black to play. Shirov here found this brilliant move, which is bishop h3. The main idea is to put the king away and make it a bit busy protecting the g2 pawn, and another idea is to make a room or make a space for the king with tempo. So after bishop h3, you cannot not accepting that bishop, king f5, the king is just improved, king f2, king e4, and after bishop takes f6, two pawns cannot be stopped with the bishop or by the bishop, bishop e7 because a3, a2, a1, queen is a threat. So after bishop e7, now not d3 because the king will interfere and will stop the pawn, but first the king will jump. Bishop c5, after that king c4 attacking the bishop first, and after bishop e7, simply king b3, not only supporting this pawn push, but also king c2 is coming, d3, d2, d1, and Tubalov cannot do anything but watching. The next one is much more known. The last move for white was rook c5, and I do believe you have seen this before. Marshall playing with black in 1906, as far as I remember. The move here is queen g3. Why queen g3? Because you're just threatening mate in one. But wait a second, the queen can be taken once, twice, thrice, and the rook, okay, cannot be taken, but it's in a dangerous place. But why can't I do that? Okay, first of all, if h takes g3, the knight e2, mate in one. Wait a second, but I do have f takes g3. If f takes g3, this is actually what happened in the game. But if queen takes g3, now I will give you a check and I'll take the queen for free. Knight takes g3, h takes cannot be done. F takes, then you lose your rook, and if you move the king, then you lose the rook at least. Or I can escape like knight e2 check and escape with the rook will be a piece up at least. So what happened in the game after queen g3 is f takes g3, but that doesn't count because after knight e2 check, king h1, rook f1, checkmate. Position number 4. Prozuka versus Bronstein. Bronstein playing black in this position, and after this knight takes d5 check, rook takes d5, black to play. Again, a very brilliant move. Rook takes b3. Wait a second, okay, it's easy. If a takes b3, then a2, and you will get the piece back, and the rook will be activated. But this is not the end of the story. For example, take, and the rook will be coming to attack every single pawn here. But after rook takes b3, there's king takes b3. So what's the idea? The idea is this. I will give you a check. In order to keep the bishop protected, king c2 has to be played, rook b2 check, and in order to keep the bishop protected, you have to play this move, king c1. But now, simply rook 2, e2. And I am going to attack every single pawn and take all of them while you are just watching. You are doing nothing. The game continued. Rook d1, rook e3, rook g1 trying to protect, but check, and another pawn is taken. And these three connected passers are much more stronger than the piece. So d5, d4, rook c3, e3 check first, rook c1, attacking the bishop, c4 is coming, d3, c3, c2, everything, c4, rook a7, king d6, coming with the king, rook h1, hoping for some ideas like rook h2, check, king c5, check, king b4, check, king c3, bishop b5 played, but after this check, d3 is played, check, then simply king b2, e2, d2 is coming, after king g1, e2, threatening a queen, took the rook, and then e1 queen, and white just resigned the game. What an idea. Position number 5. Ivanchuk playing white against Chirov in 1996 in Y and Z. And after this check, Chirov played rook d7. And something tells me that it's just preparation of Ivanchuk. Queen g7. Oi, 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 oi. What is the idea? I mean, wait a second. I know I am not so bad at chess. I know how the bishops move. So bishop takes g7. So what's the point? The point is f takes g7, the rook is threatened. But wait a second. Isn't there like rook g8? Yes, but now knight takes c5. And after knight takes c5, this rook is activated, the rook is attacked, the bishop as well, this bishop is great, and don't forget, there's this pawn. And after d4, very crazy battle. The game, as far as I remember, ended in a draw. So knight d6, rook takes b4, rook a6, takes, and then, no, should be winning for white. Yeah, it's just winning for white. White's winning for white, because after rook a1, it's a very simple procedure. I will go with my rook to here, then the rook will be here, attack. If you wanted to take with the queen, I mean, say, for example, protecting with the king, I am 2 pawns up. So it's just winning by just an idea of queen g7. Position number 6. Anand playing Ivanchuk, but this time, Ivanchuk is black. And the last move played by Ivanchuk was c6. So it's white to play. Again, I'll give you a chance to pause the video. This one is a bit tough. Here, the first move kind of clear, which is rook takes h4. And after rook takes h4, knight takes h4 cannot be done because of bishop g5. So, but wait a second. Okay, queen h4, and what are you doing? What am I doing is this. Queen takes, knight takes. First of all, knight b6. It seems that I am attacking the rook, but this is not the main idea. I am just gaining time doing that. The main idea is to cover the d7 square so the bishop cannot improve. What? Okay, so rook b8, what's going on? After rook b8, now bishop f4. And after bishop f4, I'm attacking. Knight f5, protecting the d6 square. And after knight f5, the very strong move now, d5. Why d5? It's just a war against this bishop. This bishop cannot participate in the game. After d5, just rook e8 continued, trying for some active play. No active chess. King f1. h6, trying some ideas like g5. No, h2 square. Rook e4, attacking the bishop. Bishop h2. C takes d5. Now g4. And this pawn will be taken. Rook takes c4. Knight takes c4. D takes c4. Rook e1 first. Some ideas like rook e8 is very strong. Bishop e6, gf5, bishop f5, bishop takes d6, bishop h3, checking g1, and the game continued in a very losing ending. And I do believe I do have a feeling that's just a blitz or a rapid game, but it's losing. That's why black continued, and after king h2, he just resigned the game. I mean, Ivanchuk. Position number 7. Vladimirov playing Ibishin 1987, and the last move played by black was queen takes b3, and it's white to play. And this is actually a very instructive moment. Why? Because many of us, whenever there's some queen exchanges like queen takes b3, okay, it's just automatic move. I might pause here for maybe 10 seconds or maybe 10 minutes, whatever, but I will be just thinking about a takes b3 or c takes b3, just like that. But this is one of the ideas why we're doing this. Just improving your creativity. Here in this position, you cannot believe this is a very strong move. What's the threat? The threat is now double check. After you take the pawn, it's just checkmate. So, after bishop h6, in order to try to prevent this, knight g4 played. And after knight g4, there's another threat, which is rook h7, by the way. So, knight g4 is played, and after knight g4, again rook h7. But wait a second, the bishop is under fire. Yes, you're right. But I can take the rook. Wait, what? What if king takes? Then rook h7 check. And after rook h7 check, white is winning. Why? Because now after king e8, I will take the queen back, and I am winning. The knight is under fire. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 probably passers, because after I take, then it's going to be a passer. This is another passer. It's just winning for white. Position number 8. Pronstein playing black and Kolomov playing white. Here in this position, the last move for Pronstein was queen e7 and white to play. Knight c6. What? Wait, knight c6. What's this knight c6? There is a knight here. I know how the knight moves. What's wrong with you? What's this all about? No. After knight c6, knight takes c6. The point is, I am fighting for squares. I just want the e4 square for my knight. Don't you understand? And after knight e4, the bishop will be under fire. And after knight f6, queen takes h7. It's just a whole series together. After that, bishop g5 played in the game by Pronstein, but that doesn't help. Rook takes g5, f6, trying to stay alive. E takes d6, the queen is attacked. Queen f7. Rook g3 back, b takes c3, bishop c4, adding more woods to the fire. C takes b2 check, and then king b1. After knight d8, rook g1, ideas like rook g7 is coming, d7 trying to cut off the protection of the 7th rank. After rook d7, f takes c6, knight takes c6, bishop takes c6, and now if queen takes c6, queen f8 for sure. Rook d1 first in order to take back with the bishop, but that doesn't help. After king b2, white is up an exchange with a very, very bad king. King a1, bishop takes a2, rook d3, threatening rook d8, stopping that. But now king takes a2, one single check, doesn't help at all. And after rook b3, black just resigned. Position number 9. Here, the last move for white was king g6. Hoping that after king g6, maybe taking the pawn and creating a passer. Maybe first, I cannot say you can do this because there's a2, but trying to do something. But now here in this position, it's white to play, black to play, and it's just winning. Why is that? Because now in this position, if you take the bishop, then it's simply g4. Take the pawn, g3, g2, g1, and the bishop cannot stop the 2 pawns. Okay. So bishop e3 is played, and now in this position, king takes h6. You might ask, but wait a second, what if f3? Now if f3, I can go a2. Because if you take bishop takes a2, king takes a2, king takes h6 doesn't work. Thanks to the pawn being here, g4 is a killing idea. I'll have a queen. But the same idea, if I try the same idea at the start, like for example a2, bishop takes a2, king h6, g4 now, it's not a good idea. Now just king g4. And guess what? You might be losing as black, because you will be forced to give the bishop. And actually you cannot save your pawn. Even your trick now doesn't help, king f5. Bishop takes, bishop takes. At least doesn't win. Okay, you drew the game, but you lost half point if you manage to find bishop e3. At least provoking this pawn to move. Position number 10. The last move for black was queen a7. And now it's white to play. One of the ideas of queen a7, trying to stop this queen takes h7, brilliant move. But wait a second. My queen is protecting. Okay, I see. If I take with the king, then g6 and very dangerous. But what if I took with the queen? Guess what? It's with check. But g6 is super strong move. After g6. Now, if you move your queen, then h7, g7. So black tried bishop a2 first, but doesn't help. King c1, queen a7, and now h7. Remind you, the bishop here is super strong. The bishop here is watching. And now after h7, if you go to f8, then just have a queen. And your king is in the middle of the street. You will be just checkmated and losing. Position number 11. Rosselim was playing white in this position against Livingstone in 1961. And the last move for black was king a8. And now it's white to play. Wait, the queen is under fire. So queen e2, queen f3, queen what? And this is actually one of the ideas that I wanted you to get out of this lecture or out of this video. Don't play automatic moves, or do not reply automatically for threats. Your opponent is threatening your queen, but you might create stronger threat. Don't first think about escaping the threat of your opponent. Don't overvalue or overrate his threat. So now, I will give you my queen, c4. Double exclamation mark. Making use of the fact that the back rank is very weak. Wait a second, the knight is for free as well. Yes, the knight is free as well. I mean, just queen takes, bishop g3. And now the rook is under fire. You have to take, I'll take back with the rook. Watch out, this checkmate. How can you stop this? Knight d5, okay, I'll take. You delay that for one move, it's fine. dc is coming, followed by rook d8. And bishop b7. For example, if you try to improve the bishop, I take. And now, bishop b7 is another threat. Mind you, or remind you, there's a problem here. So, c5 is played, hoping to keep things closed, but now b4. No closing stuff today. After c4, now rook d4. I wanted this king to be checkmated. e5, d takes c6. Bishop takes b4 in this position, and now rook d7, threatening bishop b7 again. Rook b8, you cannot do that. I will do that. Just play rook f to d1. And after bishop e7, e takes f7, improving the stuff. f8 is always a threat. c3, and now f8 a threat. It played. You cannot take with the rook, bishop b7, checkmate. You have to take with the bishop, and after that, bishop b7 check first. Rook takes, and rook d8. This is a crazy game. Whoa! Position number 12. Sosonko versus Rivas, 1978. Last move played by white was bishop takes g5. And now it's black to play. You cannot believe this move. Black now, it's just kind of losing the game. Why? Okay, he's a piece up. Yes, I agree. But there's a problem. I cannot develop my pieces. Bishop e2 is coming, castling. The other rook, maybe d6 at the right moment. So how can I survive this? Just play rook d7. Wait, what's rook d7? The point of rook d7 is to find a way to improve the rest of the pieces and make connection between them. After rook d7, e takes d7, knight takes d7, bishop e2 is played right. Now h6 first, after bishop e3, queen f6, moving the game towards the ending, and try to make use of the future connected two passers out on the queen side. So after queen f6, e takes f6. Now the knight is working, the bishop is working, and I have time. My king is no longer in danger. After bishop g4, bishop b7, Castling is played bishop to d6, rook fd1, rook e8. Every single piece is just working. Bishop e6 trying to stop the rook improvement, but now knight c5. Knight d3 is there, knight c5 is there, so white, so that this knight is very dangerous. I should get rid of it. Bishop g4, king c7, no more d6. Bishop f3, bishop d6. And now the king just improved. I wanted to push the pawns. Rook e1. Who cares about rooks? I just wanted to make connections between the pawns. a5, threatening b4, king d2, b4, c, b, a, b, rook a4. Trying to add some pressure here, but bishop a6. After bishop e4, c3, king c2, bishop c4. I just want to protect this guy and then go for b3. g3, king c5 first, so bishop e5 is to be coming. Bishop d3, bishop takes d5. Rook a5, and now b3 is a threat. Check king d4, took in d5, trying this opposite colored bishop, but two connected passers will make one of these pieces busy. Bishop g6, king c4, threatening b3, bishop f7, king d4, king e3, queenside or kingside pawns. The king is coming. Winter is coming. So king improved, king took pawns, and slowly, f5, one more passer is just created. f3, b3, f2, b2, and black is just winning. What an idea! Gligorich playing against Steen here, 1962. And the last move played by white was rook takes f2. And it's actually a very interesting move, because the rook cannot be taken. If you take the rook, it's just d7. And I wanted to have a queen. F rook f8, then it's just c7. d2 trying to have a queen, but I'll be queening first. Okay, so what happened after rook takes f2? Simply using the same magic against the magician, e3. After e3, I sacrifice my rook. You take the rook, but now d2, threatening to be queening. Rook f1, e2, doesn't work. If c7, just have a queen first. Queen g4 again, queen c4 again, and now e2. The point is, okay, you can have a queen, but I'll take it and I will have another queen. So trying to stop this, but now queen e6. e1 is coming. Stopping this, but now queen takes. Rook is under fire. Queen d1 check, followed by e1 queen is coming. So check, so if I took the rook, then c8 queen will be with check. But no, king g6, another check, king h5. And now, Gligorich just resigned the game. Distal playing Lee in this position. And the last move played by white was, or by black was, queen g6. Again, give you some time to think about this position, why to play. Again, don't think about automatic moves. Don't think about your opponent's, or don't overvalue your opponent's threat. After queen g6, queen takes g7 is clear threat. So where to go with the queen? This is probably your idea, either to move away or to exchange. But can't you have another idea? Yes. What is that another idea? It's this. What? Wait, what's this? This is very protected. This is protected. What are you doing? This is stupid. But no, the queen cannot be taken. Because after e takes d7, no matter how you will take, knight d7 or bishop d7, it doesn't matter. Rook h1 check. And after that, this knight has to participate. But now, rook d8 checkmate. Ay, ay, ay. So what happened in the game after e6, black realized that and played d5. But now simply rook takes d5. Threatening mate again. Knight c6. Okay, knight c6. I am no longer in a mating threat. No. Mating again. Whoa! Knight takes e7. Okay, now I'm fine. Take my queen and or move away with your queen. Take my, do anything, but don't checkmate me. You will be mated. You will be losing the game at least. After check, take. Now, queen takes is coming. Rook d1 is coming, and this king is very bad. I have extra pawn with a very bad king for my opponent. For example, this is just an example line. It's just checkmate. So black decided to resign early on. Kamsky versus Polgar. Now this is a very, very interesting game and probably showing how tough Polgar was. Here, Kamsky played d7 and seems deadly because after d7 I wanted to have a queen, and how to stop that? Because I can't support either with queen a5 or queen b6 or queen d6. Too many options I do have while you're just watching. But Volgar had another idea. Queen b1 check first. Okay, what's that? King h2. Rook takes f2, fine. Kamsky found all this. King h3. You might think now, okay, queen takes h1. Let's take the bishop and then thank. But no, this is not the idea. Because if you take the bishop, it's just king g4. And you ran out of ideas, out of checks. That's why, here in this position, Polgar saw that this pawn can be allowed to be a queen. But this king cannot be allowed to have this square. So just h5. What a brilliant move. And after this, if you have a queen, then king h7. And this checkmate cannot be avoided. Two queens on an open with a bad king on the board. But they are harmless. Can do nothing. On the game or in the game, queen f8 played. But after king h7, Kamsky just resigned the game. Wow! Position 16. Karpov playing white against Hübner in 1982. The last move for Hübner was knight g4, attacking the bishop and hoping that the bishop will move away. And again, this is a sign of a great player. Do not go automatically over evaluate or overrate your opponent's threat. Knight g4. Are you really threatening the bishop? Yes. But guess what? I have a counter threat. Bishop takes g7. What is this? The idea behind that, after king takes g7, is to play queen e2. And now after queen e2, I'm attacking both the knight, the pawn, and most importantly, I am opening the fight against your queen. Bishop g5 played in the game, and after king b1, knight f6 back. But now, d takes e6. The queen is under fire. So now, I am two pawns for the piece. But this is not the most important idea. The most important idea is that the king is weakened. Queen c8, e7 first attacking the rook. Rook e8, rook d6. The other rook to be coming. Queen g4 hoping to exchange, simplify the position. But no, queen e5. King g8, rook e1, knight f5 to be coming. Knight d7 played, another sacrifice, rook d7, queen d7, and now knight f5. Threatening mate n1. f6 trying to stop that, but now I just exchanged queens. What? You are a rook down. Yes, but the future is much more important than the present. After queen d5, queen takes d5, c takes d5. d6, d7 is coming, and you can't do nothing about that. Tried for bishop f4, but move away. Tried for bishop c7, but I am in no hurry. b5, knight h6 check, knight f5 back. Just grab a pawn and come back. You have the whole time in the world. Rook g8, now d6. Don't want to give the bishop, it's fine. Attacking the rook, rook e6 first. Watch out, d7 is coming. Rook g5, rook f6 first. And after rook takes h7, just d7. e8 to be coming, and after rook h2, cc. e8, I'm sure e8 is winning. But Karpov doesn't want to allow any counterplay. Just knight a3. And the f2 pawn is protected. And black just resigned. Kasparov, Shirov, position 17. Kasparov is playing white in this position. And the last move for Shirov was knight c5. Why to play? What a move. What an idea. Rook takes b7. What? Wait, why is that? The reason behind this is that after knight b7, there is this very strong idea before. Always remember, b7 knight, b4. b6 knight, b3. g7 knight, g4. g6 knight, g3. And the game went bishop g5, knight a3, castling knight c4, trying for some counter or for active play to get rid of this pawn. Kasparov said, no, not interested. Taking, h4 first, and then knight cb6. The rook is under fire, knight d7 as well. Castling first, rook d2, queen f3, queen a7, knight d7. The rook is under fire, trying to sack the rook back, but now the passer is super strong. b5. b6 is coming, attacking the bishop, queen f5, queen d7 to be coming, king e8 stopping that, but now bishop c4, rook c2 attacking the bishop, queen takes h7, watch out, rook c4, queen g8 check, knight b6 check, knight takes c4 back, and now white is the exchange up, or has the exchange up, queen c5, rook a1, rook a7 might be coming after b6 or without, queen d4, attacking the rook, rook a3, bishop c1, knight e3, knight f5 is a threat. So black just resigned because he is materially down and position down. Position number 18. Isbeg playing against Mooring, 1973. The last move for white was e6 and looks deadly. Why looks deadly? Because the queen is under fire, the pawn as well, and the a5 is going to be open. And whatever you go with your queen, or if you took here, I mean, look at this position. Wow, this is a dream position. The king cannot escape. Knight c7 is there. What can I do? You can't do nothing actually. But again, do not overrate your opponent's threat. And now simply castling long. What a move is this? Ah, wait a second. The rook is under fire. Ah, I see. Now if you take my queen, I'll take your rook and get my queen back. So bishop b2 first. But now queen f5, attacking the knight. Knight f7 attacking both. But d takes, see. D takes, I'm attacking the knight, I'm attacking the queen. And if knight takes d8, just knight takes d8. And if you count pieces, I have 2 pieces for a rook. Knight d2, knight f6, bishop b7, knight d5, knight c3, bishop c3, bc3, rook c3, bishop c5, attacking on f2, after knight f3, trying to stop this, rook f8, rook d1, knight f7, the knight is improved, and now maybe knight takes as a threat, after rook b3, it's just bishop b6, and now in this position, white just resigned the game. Knight f3 is a threat, the bishop is there, and the pressure against the f2 square is or cannot be resisted. Position number 19. Last move played by white or by black was g6, and it's white to play. What can you do? What a move. Knight takes e5. And the idea is to make use of the lack of development that black has. After knight e5, f4. You go back with the knight e5. Where can this knight go? Knight g8, f5. I have no time to spend here. f5, knight h6, and now knight e4. Knight f6 is deadly. Knight d6 is deadly. Depends what do you want to stop. Remind you, bishop e7 cannot be played. The knight will be taken. So knight f5 allowing this knight f6 check. Knight d5 another check. Knight f6 another check. But now g4 attacking the knight. Not only that, opening this diagonal. For what? For the queen. Queen b8, knight d5 first. Bishop g5 check first. Rook takes f7 and after knight e6. Bishop f6 attacking the rook. Knight cd8 attacking the rook another time. But now rook e7. What is the point of rook e7? The point if you take it. Like bishop takes. Knight takes is a very strong move, but bishop takes as well, threatening bishop d6. So rook g8, rook e8, everything is under the pen. Bishop b7, bishop d8, knight d8, and knight f6. And position actually is very, very strong. Queen d4 threatening to take, the knight cannot be protecting, or it's not protecting because of the pen. Queen c7, e6, e7 is a threat. Threat again, and again. And now e7 taking back. The queen is under fire, the knight as well. Bishop d4, queen d7, knight d6 check first. You cannot take the knight because of e8 queen. But if you don't attack, if you did not take the knight, it's e8 queen actually. And in this position, white is simply winning. Rook f8, rook d7, queen e6, c, pen, what's that? Queen takes, king to c7, queen e2, after bishop g7, rook f2, rook f3, rook f4, improving the king, improving the pawns, slowly, we are not in no hurry, simply in no hurry, attacking the knight, queen e8, rook takes c8, and after that, black resigned. Because if you take rook takes c8, then queen f7, and the bishop will be taken. Position 20. Korchnoi playing white, and Blachikta, or Blachitaka, playing black, 1969. Very smart move. Now in this position, it's not easy for white to continue the game. Why? Because if you go knight f3, trying to castle short, then the typical King's Indian stuff, probably started by something like g6, you castle knight e8, and then knight g7, f5 to be coming, and who knows what's coming next. Okay. So where can I put my king? Queenside castling, for example, bishop e3. Like say, whatever, h6 castling. Without too many thinking, like maybe knight e8, knight c7 followed by b5. Super strong. What can I do then? Korchnoi came up with this brilliant idea. King d1. The point is, you cannot play b5 right now. My rook is there. And my king is not going to be on the queenside castling or kingside castling. And I will strike with f4. And my king on c2 is safe. On d1 is safe. After f4, f5, black just went crazy. Like, what? Are you crazy? How did you just go against a very well-known chess rule? You need to hide your king. No, I don't want to hide my king. Take, knight e5. And now simply g4. You cannot take your pawn back. b5, bishop takes, d takes, a takes, knight d6. Sacrificing a pawn, trying to open up the position. But I'm not interested. King c2 again, as we said. Takes, e4, knight d2, attacking the pawn. Rook a1, e3, queen takes e3, bishop g5, queen takes c5. What a pawn grabber Korchnoi was. Bishop takes d2, king d2, queen g5, king c2, queen f4, hoping for some counters, but the rook came in time. Knight c4, rook e2, queen d2 probably was a threat. Queen takes g4, just d6, attacking the bishop. But wait a second. What about bishop takes g2? d7. What's the threat? Queen f8, d8. So knight d6, queen d6, queen f5 check, king b3, queen f7, king b4. My king is super safe. And now the threat is to take. If you take with the king, for example, h6 take. If you take with this is a bad move. This is a bad move. If you take with the king, I'll have a queen. I wanted to say if you take with the queen, then rook e8. And I'm not sure if it's winning actually. No, it's a draw. So that's why I need to maybe do something else. Maybe have a queen right away. Like do not show off, you know. Okay, so after h6, queen f8, this is position number 20. Position number 21, Oren playing Diner 1952. The last move for black was queen a7 check, and it seems that white is in trouble. King f1 cannot be played, queen f2 mate, king g2 as well, king h1, probably knight f2, you lose the queen. So is that just winning? Actually it's not. But why is that? Because knight v6. What? Wait, what? How is this move making any difference now? Or any difference now? Yeah, it is. After queen takes b6, now queen d4 check. What's the point? The point is that after rook, you cannot take with the rook. Your queen will be taken. Ooh. And if queen takes d4, then it's fine. Like queen takes d4, knight takes d4, rook d4, bishop g4, and white is winning. What? Wait a second. So knight b6. What if rook takes b6? Again, it's queen d4, and the rook will be taken. And this is actually what happened in the game. White is just, black is just shocked. and took with the rook and resigned the game after queen d4. Position 22. The last move for white, Larsen versus Spassky, 1970, was rook to g1, and it's black to play. Spassky is black. Try to find it. Very interesting. Rook h1. Wait. I understand rook h2. The rook on the 7th rank. That's understandable. Everyone understand that. But what's this rook h1? It's for free. Is it a mouse slip? No. The point is that if you take now g2 and queen h4 to be coming, followed by queen h1 or queen f2. So rook f1 is played. Please take the rook. Take the rook and leave me alone. But queen h4 check. And after king d1. Now g takes f1. And after this, Larsen just resigned. Why? Because if you took bishop g4 check, and then queen e1 if you move the king, and if bishop e2 probably queen h1. Checkmate. Position 23. Gottman playing against Vitlonish, and last move for white was king d2. The idea is very simple. I wanted the rook in the game and then checkmate, or check and then check. See, check on h5. It's not on h6. Why is that? Because I don't want the king to escape when I go with rook g1 check. Okay, so what? Black resigned? No. But how can you defend this? It's kind of undefendable, to be honest. Because even rook g1 is very strong as well. But here's the idea. Bishop d3. Superpower move. Superpower. If you take with the queen, then your queen is away of the attack. Your queen is attacked. And my bishop is threatening to come back into the defense. So after king takes d3, now and only now, queen e7. The point is, we answer this idea with this idea. With check now. So you need to exchange queen, or you have to exchange queens. So after queen e7, e4 is played. So after queen e7, there will be no check. But now I do have time. I gain one extra important move, tempo. Check king g8, bishop d4, c5 right away. You took rook c8, and after f4, knight a6, pieces are getting in the game, and rook takes a2, and white just resigned the game. Because rook takes is coming, rook c2 is coming, everything is coming, and white is just losing. Portish playing Johansson in 66, and last move for black was bishop takes f3, hoping that you take back either with the rook or with the pawn, probably c takes d4, things will be open, and white is, or black is doing great. But again, do not automatically reply to your opponent's moves. Just bishop takes h6. Do your own chess. What is this move? I want rook g3. Bishop takes h4, g takes h3, g takes h6, but now what? Guess what? King e2. The other rook is coming. You're a piece up, but I cannot see it in the game because the king is in a very bad spot. Black tried knight takes e5 to stay alive with the queen d4, improving the queen as fast as possible. Some threats here or there, but now simply rook takes h4. Queen takes h4, single check, king h8, and now very simple but very powerful move was queen c1. The idea is rook h1 and the h6 pawn will be taken. f6, hoping that after rook h1 there will be queen g5. But there is no rook g6. Now rook h6 is a threat. Actually, you might argue that king h7, but it's a double check. So after rook takes h6, the queen is bye-bye. You cannot save it anymore. It's for free. Wow. Olafsson playing Levitt, 1998, Reykjavik. Last move for black was queen b7, protecting the bishop. Unbelievable move. Unbelievable move for Olafsson. Try to find it. Still not subscribed? Why? like, subscribe, any comment, anything. Don't be inactive viewer. Be active one. After queen b7, rook takes e6. What? The rook! How come? Wait. F takes. Okay. D takes is simple. D takes, rook takes. That's easy. I am much better than this, but F takes e6. Knight g5. Okay, what are you threatening? My bishop? Bishop takes g2. But now the truth. Queen takes e6. Oy, 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 oy. King f8 mate. King h8 mate. The famous smothered mate. Okay. But wait a second. D takes. It's again mate. What an idea. So after knight g5, black played h6. But now, not bishop e4, which is super strong. Knight takes e4. Knight f6 now is a super deadly idea. Knight c6 played, but now knight c5. Queen c7. Simply knight d7. Because if you take, I do have queen takes e6 check, and then this guy might be taken. So what happened is rook c8. Now queen e6 check. And after king h8, bishop e4. Why bishop e4? Queen g6 checkmate. Knight e7 trying to stop that. But the rook is coming. Queen takes c4, queen takes e7. And there's rook h6. You need to watch out for that. Rook e8, queen f7, rook takes e4, rook g6. Queen g7 is a dangerous threat. Rook g8, and now the last touch. Knight f6. Queen g8 is a threat. And if you take the knight, then rook g8 mate or queen g8 mate. So queen c4. But now, ta-da! The rook! So the idea is you have to take and then checkmate. Position 26. Karbov, Kasparov, 1984 World Championship. Here, after g takes h4, played by Kasparov. Kasparov probably thought that, okay, it's completely fine. G takes h4, G takes h4, and I am doing okay. But Karbov said, no, you're not doing okay. Just a great move. Knight g2. I wanted to keep my pawns protected, connected, and if you take, I just gained time improving the king. And this actually led to a winning by Karpov. Check and take the h5 pawn. Knight back, another check. The d5 pawn needs to be protected. So king d6. But now my king is improving. Bishop c2, king h5, just king g6, knight takes d5, knight c7, knight b5. All pawns are just taken thanks to such an idea like knight f2 or knight g2, sorry. Knight c5, you cannot go king b3, and now knight d3, knight e5 check, knight g6, knight e7, knight f4, maneuvers, and white is just winning, and Kasparov in this position resigned the game. Bolgevsky against Maslov, 1963. The last move played by black was rook a to d8. Okay, I am under fire, but I see no checkmate. I am alive. Let's exchange some pieces, and I should be fine at the end of the day. But a very unbelievable strong move. Rook d5. What an idea. I can take it once, twice, thrice, thrice. So what's going on here? Knight takes d5 is actually played, but here's the idea. It's just bishop e6. I wanted to cover the diagonal. And after bishop e6, if, because queen g8 is mate, you know, queen g8, queen f7. So if rook takes, now knight takes, and the bishop will be taken. And this is actually what happened in the game. And white went on to win. But wait a second. What if bishop takes d5 now? Simply e takes d5. Knight e6 is a threat, bishop e6 is a threat. So you can't do that. So after knight d5, bishop e6, knight e6, the game went on, not queen g7, knight d4 first, attacking the queen. Queen c5, queen g7, king e8, queen g6, taking some pieces. And after f takes c5, queen e6 check, and f takes c5. And the rook just joined the attack. Check, followed by checkmate. And white won. Homeless versus Skobelkov in 1992. Last move for black was king f8. And now white to play. Unbelievable move again. Okay, I mean, could go bishop d3, could go bishop f5. I'm thinking of these. Bishop f3, bishop g2, bishop h1, I don't know. But see this. Bishop h7. It's just a mouse clip. Just a mouse clip. What's this? What's the point of this? I mean, why? Seriously, why? Okay, I'm threatening bishop takes. e7. That's clear. I have 1, 2, 3, or just protecting by 2. The main point is you cannot take the bishop because of queen takes. And the king cannot move. So what happened in the game? After queen d7, just bishop e7. King e8, bishop f5, attacking the queen. Queen b7, bishop b4 check. King d8, bishop a5 check. And black resigned. The king cannot move. You need to give up your queen. But again, it's queen 7 checkmate. Position number 29. Last move for black was rook f6. And now, white to play. What a move is this one? What a move is this one? Queen? Where are you going? a8. What? What? For free? No. The knight is under fire, the rook has wealth, so the queen needs to be taken. 97 check. And I am just winning a piece. So what if rook b7? Yeah, this is what happened in the game. 97. And after rook e7, queen b8. And again, I am a piece up. Kramnik Shirov 1994, Linares. Last move for Kramnik was f3. He wanted to add the queen to the defense and wait a second, sorry for that. Wanted to add the queen to the defense and control the e4 square. Shirov said, I cannot see that. Just rook e4. What is this move? What is this move? The point is that if you take the rook f takes e4, then you are adding more wood to the fire. You opened the f file against your king and rook f4 to be coming. The rook is under fire. Where can this rook go? Nowhere. Wow. So after rook e4, Kramnik took on d5, c takes d5, tried for some counter like c6, but now rook takes f4. C takes b7, wanted to have a queen, but guess who's protecting? The queen! Rook c1, king h7, a way of checks, queen, queen back, and then f takes g4, queen h2 again. Again and again and again and again. Rook f3, rook takes g4, b7 is played, but now just rook to g6. Rook g2 is a threat. You cannot queen actually here. Rook g2, rook g2, rook g2, rook g2, and after this check, king g1, queen b1, and Kramnik resigned the game. Pawn protected, pawn controlled, too many pawns, and too many weaknesses. And the king is super bad. Position 31. Geller playing Andreev 1990. Last move for white was b takes c4. But now Geller went on to play bishop takes c4. Brilliant move. The point is that after you take, I take back with the knight. And now I wanted to take the bishop a3 to be coming. Bishop e7 to keep the bishop alive, rook e1. Bishop a3 to be coming. Queen c7 attacking the knight. But now rook b1. Adding more woods to the fire. If you take my knight, I take your bishop. Queen c4, rook b7. And after knight c6, knight d2, attacking the queen. Queen d4, bishop b2, attacking the queen. Queen takes a4, rook e4, attacking the queen. Queen a2, and now bishop g7. Castling long, trying to attack the rook and improving the rook, adding the rook to the game, but now just simply rook b3. Saving the rook, and this rook cannot be saved. And after bishop f6, queen g4 check. King c7, queen f4, another check. King c8, bishop takes f6. Knight takes f6, queen takes f6. The knight is under fire. Queen takes c2, trying to protect the knight. Now, queen f5 check. And wherever the king go, I have this check, wherever queen c2 will be taken. Short, this though, 1985. Last move played by white was rook a4. But now, brilliant move. Bishop takes h3. Why is that? There's the reason. G takes h3 and now queen d7. Rook takes c3 is a threat, followed by queen takes a4 and queen h3. So short played queen g2, but rook c3. And now I got my material back. But I am a pawn down or a pawn up. Rook takes c2. Wow. I just wanted to sacrifice. Queen takes h3, queen takes f3, queen takes g2, knight g4, attacking the bishop in this position, and knight e3. So bishop f4, g5, king to f3, h5. The bishop is under fire. Bishop takes d6, bishop f6. Now after rook d5, king h7, probably things is not that easy for black, but things is looking okay. Rook e8, rook c7, bishop e5, take back with the knight. Knight c6 attacking every single pawn. b5 I take, or not me, it's who's taking this though. b takes, took the knight, but now 3 pawns. Is 3 pawns better than 2 rocks? I'm not sure. So let's see what happened in the game. Is it losing or what? I mean, king g8, check, rook e5, rook f5, improving the king here and there and here. It seems that it ended in a draw. Seems that, yeah? Yeah, it's just ended in a draw. Interesting. Karbov Oniskier or Onziker. Last move for white or for black was queen d8. And now white to play. Very, very strong, deep, strategical move. Bishop a7. Why is it a brilliant move? The idea of queen d8 is just to exchange everything. Like rook takes, rook a8, and having the control over the a file. So Karbov's idea was bishop a7, closing the file on my terms with my decision, and I will improve the rest of the pieces, controlling the file, and whenever I want, I will open the file. So knight h2, f4, f5, bishop c2, knight g3, bishop d1, improving, even rook a3, rook a2, even ideas like queen a1 is there. And wherever I wanted, or whenever I wanted, I'll move the bishop, or keep it there, and just won the game after knight h5. The bishop is under fire, and if you take, I take back, and knight f5 is to be coming. Just killing on the light squares. Position number 34. Bosbury versus Emanuel Lasker, 1896. Last move played by white was f takes e6, and now very strong move played by Lasker. The move was ta-da! Rook a3. What? It's for free. What are you talking about? Check first, okay, rook f7, and b takes a3. But here's the idea. Queen b6. Check. Bishop b5. Trying to move the queen's eye away with the d4 pawn. Queen takes b5, king h1. And now rook c7. Rook c2 to be coming. And this rook cannot... It's not playing actually. Maybe rook c1 is even the threat. Rook d2. So rook c1 is not a clear threat. Okay, rook c4. Attacking. Protecting. Attacking. Rook c3. Queen f5, queen c4. Rook c1 is a deadly threat. So king b2, rook a3, queen c3 is a very dangerous threat. Maybe rook a2 as well. Check, king h7. King takes a3. Check, king a4. Check! King takes b5, and now queen c4. And after that, white resigned. Because king a5 is the only move, but bishop d8 is just checkmate in 2. Mooring against Kasimjanov. Last move played by Mooring is queen h2. Why queen h2? Because as you can see, you are queen down, and your king is just in the middle of the queens. The queens are going to attack. But black says, okay, it's fine, queen h2, and I will have the perpetual, it seems. But it's not that easy, because now, smart move. Why is this move? In order to move this queen away of the f4 square. So let's go back. F king g5, queen f4. You have to go back, then check. But after queen h3, and the queen has to be taken, now king g5, check king f6, the king can just go to the queen side. Hide there. Check, check, king f7. No more checks. I'm threatening mate in 4, 5, no, let's say 4. Wow. The Trojan versus Hassaj, 1970. And Hassaj is to play. I mean, it's a funky move, but it's interesting. It's just queen b6. What a move is that? This is super interesting. The idea is just closing everything up. So after taking, h4 is a threat actually. So Petrosian tried to play this idea of h4, but simply taking. Queen d2, the idea is just to go with the queen to here, but now h3. Very smart, very smart. Taking at h4. Whoa, what's an idea? King b3, king b7, king f4, king a7, waiting, sacking the queen, but useless. I am not going to allow any active ideas. Bishop b8, bishop a7, bishop b8, bishop c7. It's just a funny draw. Averbach Yuri versus Spassky, and a very instructive moment. Last move played by white was knight f3. And now in this position, black is suffering. Light squares are very weak, very bad, according to the absence of the light squared bishop. King side is under fire. So Spassky said, I felt I am losing. So I wanted to do something. I wanted to create chaos in this position. How? Sacking a piece, knight c6. What a move! The idea is that when you take, I take back, controlling the d5 square first. Second, my knight is going to the game. Knight h4 played, queen e8 simply, protecting, taking, queen g4, rook b8 attacking, knight back, and my knight is coming. And already came. Knight c2 is a threat. Rook h3 trying to checkmate me, queen f7. Means Spassky. Rook e8 improving the rook. Queen c4, things are happening. Bishop d4, rook g6. Queen f5, queen e6. Now I can exchange. You take, I take back. After you go back, and now my pawns are just running. Rook b3. Wanted to go d4 and then take the pawn. Rook h3 protecting. c4. What's going on? d4 is coming. What's that? Rook g6 attacking. Protecting. Attacking. Going away. Bishop f8. Maybe bishop b4 at the right moment. Rook d6. Maybe c3. King c2. Rook d7. See how the position went from very passive, bad position to very crazy one. Bishop g7. No more checks on h8. Bishop a5. c3 now. bc3, rook a3. Take back. c4, d3 is coming. Rook takes f4, check. Rook b1, attacking the knight. Rook h1, taking on a4. Rook b5, e5, check. The rook is taken. Rook f3, rook h3, rook g. What's that? Now position went on to be a crazy one. Rook c3, check. Bishop takes. Rook h7, king f7, king e7. Rook takes c5, and this should be losing. But maybe, no, it is losing. And he lost. Wait, how this game is drawn? Maybe bishop b4, bishop c5, right? Yeah, bishop b4, bishop c5, and the pawn will be taken next. I see. So the game, actually, white fought to draw the game. This is very interesting. Position 38. Spassky again, but this time is white against Pronstein. Last move for Pronstein was e2. And Pronstein waiting. Either queen e2 or rook f2, rook e1 or whatever. But Spassky said, no, knight d6. I have no time. Queen h7, queen h8, mate is coming. So knight f8 is played, And no, I don't want to protect the rook. Knight f7. I have no time. Knight takes f7. E takes f1. Rook takes f1. And the knight cannot be taken. That's why now bishop f5. Trying to close this. Now you cannot. Queen takes. Queen d7, queen f4. Not interested. Bishop f6, knight 3, e5. Queen e7, and now bishop b3. Eyeing the king. Bishop e5, knight e5. King h7, and simply queen e4. And after queen e4, black just resigned. One interesting line is this. After king h8, rook f8. And either you take this way or this way. Knight g6 is very strong. Wait, queen takes, knight take. Okay, you're attacking my queen. But guess what? After king h7, double check. And checkmate. Interesting. 39. Tal is playing white versus Brink, 1966. And the last move for black was bishop takes d5. And now crazy move. Crazy move is about to play. Okay, the idea is black is a piece up, and if you take, I take back, and I'm completely fine. But see this. Ay. What a move, rook a8. Now, if you take my rook, I'll take your bishop check. You take, I take, you go, I take, and I am a pawn up. Probably a very speed one or a very fast one. b4, a4, a5, and I'll be winning. And after rook a8, if you take the bishop, I'll take the rook, and your king is super bad. Queen c6, threatening mate. Knight e7, stopping this. Check, and rook c8, threatening check to take the knight. Queen d5, stopping that. I am coming from your back. Rook e3, king d6, queen b8, king c6, a4. Why a4? No king b5. Knight d5, rook e1, queen d6, trying to exchange queens, not interested, and check. And resignation. Rook e1 to be coming. Queen e8 after that. It's just winning for Tal. Albert Lerner, 1978, position 40. And last move for black was knight f6. Now white to play. Seems maybe drawish, maybe even white is in danger because the king is back to attack the pawn and probably to take it. But see this move. What is this? You take, but now, guess what? b4. What a move! If you take this way, c5, c6, c7, c8. If you take this way, a5, a6, a7, a8, queen. Queen f8 taking first, take queen d2, and then the d7 pawn should be a queen. Check, and then queen, and just winning. And Albert won the game. 41, Zitlin versus Morin, 1978. And last move for white was bishop to f4. And it's back to play. And this is actually a great idea, especially for French players. See, it's queen a8. What? What's the idea? There's this idea of king d7 in this position with the queen g8, queen h7. But instead of that, this is an improved version even. Queen a8, h5, king d8, king c8, king b7, and then you improve the king. Wow. So knight c1 played, king c8, knight d3 played, king b7, bishop d2, and now queen f8. One of the ideas is f6. So king f1, rook a8 first, g5 now, b4 play, take, and g4, attacking the knight. b5 attacking the knight back, take with the king. The king went back, and after queen c2, now f6 to improve the queen. Knight f4 attacking on e6, who cares? Taking. Knight e6 attacking here and there. Now, who cares again? Just queen takes f3. Wait, what? Is there queen c7 check? But simply king a6. And the rook will be under fire. So rook h2 first. And rook a4. What? Queen c7. Who cares? King a6. If you take my knight, then maybe check and take your rook. Maybe. So bishop e3, queen f5, knight rook. What can you do? Rook e1. Thank you. Queen e6. Rook g2, bishop g5, take. Rook a2, and after rook f8, just losing. Knight c5 first, queen e6 second, queen h3, rook a4, rook g4 to be coming, and black is winning. What a game is this one! 42. Tiemann versus Kasparov, 1985. Last move for Kasparov was rook a3. And it's Tiemann to move. Why to play? See? I mean, expected knight takes or knight takes, right? So move away or do something. No. Knight f6. What? This is for free, yeah? Okay, rook e1 first, rook e1, and then king f6. But Tiemann's idea was queen c3 check. Wait, there is knight e5, yeah, but there is f4. Bishop a4, f takes e5, d takes e5. Oh, okay, seems fine. Bishop under fire, and if like rook b1, take, and black is winning, 2 pawns up. But Tiemann played d6, opening the diagonal, attacking the queen, attacking on e5. Queen d6, queen f3 check, king e7 check, and after king d8, rook d1, and the queen is taken. Rook a1, queen f6 check. What a move, queen f6 check. Cannot take the queen because of the pin, and I'm going to take your queen next. Next position, 43. Aronson versus Tad, 1957. And now, the last move for white was queen takes c7. It's black to play. What a very nice move. Bishop b1. Why? Stop the defensive job of the rook. So after bishop e5, trying to stop rook e1, knight e6, attacking the queen. Queen d6, queen f5, queen f1 is mate. Bishop f4 stopping that, knight g5. Rook e1 is coming. Queen b4 stopping that, but now bishop e4. Knight f3 is coming. Take back, and after rook f1, rook e2. Queen e4, queen g2 is coming, so queen d6. Now rook takes a2 simply. After queen d5, queen c2. The queen cannot leave the g2 square unprotected, so c5, but now rook d8. If you take the rook, you will be mated. So bishop d6, but now rook e8. Rook e2 to be coming, and after that rook g2, rook h2, and will be mate. And white resigned. 44. Kotov versus Kuris, 1950. Last move for black was knight g6. I don't want to accept the bishop. There will be a checkmate. So knight g6. Attacking the bishop further and improving the queen as well. But now it's a very unbelievable move. Knight f4. Wow. It's look like a blind spot here. I mean, there's a pawn there, there's a knight there, but the knight cannot take according to the mate, and the pawn cannot take according to the pin. And knight takes is coming. Knight h5, knight f6 is coming. So g takes h4, now knight g6. If taken, then it's mate. So after knight g6, rook a8. But now, very interesting, knight h8. Queen h7, queen f7, checkmate. Rook e7, check back, and now simply f4. f5, rook f1, and I'm winning. Knight c4, f5, taking, now castling. Bishop c8, trying to protect, but now bishop takes f5. Bishop f5, rook f5, knight g6 is coming. King e8 trying to escape, but now rook takes f7. Rook takes f7, queen f7, mate. King d7, queen f5 check, queen f6 check, e6 check, the rook is taken. Taken back, and now check. What if takes? It's just check and check, mate. That's why after rook c7, king b5, now queen e7, threatening some sort of mates. a5 is played, check again, and rook b1. Queen b5 to be mating, or to be mate, and you're actually exchanged down. Position 45. Robovich versus Van Woolley, 1992. And black played d takes c2. After d takes c2, seems that White has to play something related to queen d2 or queen c1 because c1 is there. Or queen takes c2 if you don't want to take. But look at this. Queen f3. What? Allowing c1 queen? Yes. Yeah. Simply king h2. And now queen takes f6 is a threat. The knight moved away, the pawn will be taken. And the knight cannot be protected. 4 pieces, 2 queens, 2 rooks, but a piece cannot be protected. Tried for knight g4, but rook g4. f5, rook g, g7. Queen, see. Queen 1 takes c3. B takes c3, queen takes c3, check, king g8, and queen h5. Queen f7 mate. Queen f6 stopping that, e takes f5, e takes f5, and simply rook takes h6. Wait a second, queen e7. Okay, yeah, you're right, but there's check, another check, another check, another check, and after king f8, if king g8 again, there's this, and now it's just checkmate. Okay, why the repetition? Because some tournaments after move 40, you will gain half an hour. So this is this was move 36. So rook h7, king f8, queen takes f5, king e8, queen h5, king back, and now queen f5 again, king e8, just rook h8, and resigned the game. Wow. 46. Malinin versus Savinov, 1988. Last move played by black was knight takes d5. Okay, very interesting. Why? Because if knight takes d5, then there's this idea of rook b2. The queen is under fire, and if the queen moved, then rook takes e2 probably. Bishop takes a1 afterwards, and looks great for black. Otherwise, I took a central pawn. The bishop is under fire, and everything is fine. But there was a surprise, which is what? Queen takes g6. What? Where's the bishop? Where's the bishop? No, there's no bishop. The bishop is here. After f takes g6, now bishop e6. But wait a second, okay. King cannot go to the h5, but there's king f8. But now, it's simply knight takes d5. And the idea is knight g5 checkmate, or knight h4 checkmate. Rook takes b2, played knight g5. I wanted to mate you. Okay, knight f6, you cannot. No, I wanted to mate you. Queen a5, you cannot. King f1, I wanted to mate you. You cannot. King g1. And rook eb8. Trying to make escape for the king. No, I wanted to mate you. Don't you understand me? I wanted to mate you. Okay, check. King h2, another check. King h3, rook h1 check. Rook h1, knight f2 check. Bishop takes f2, bishop g4 check, taking. And now rook b4. But just king f3. I wanted to mate you. Check, bishop e3. Another check, bishop d5 now. After bishop d5, queen a5 is played. Okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to mate you, but I just wanted to win the game. Check, king g8, and knight c7 check, e6. Bishop takes e6, king f8. Knight h7 check, king e7. Bishop g5 check, bishop f6. And as I told you, I wanted to mate you. And look how nice is this checkmate. Two knights and two bishops. Wow. Giller Ewi, 1953. Last move played by white, super aggressive move, bishop h6. And seems that white is attacking. And rook f1 is coming, knight f5 maybe, knight h5 as well, some sacrifices. But now white is in danger after this move. Okay, I understand rook g8, super understandable. But what's this? I don't know what's this. Who knows what's this? Nobody knows what's this. The point is to move the queen's eyes of the c2 square. Wow. Rook c2. This is a real threat. Rook c1, or just rook g2. King f1 and queen b3. Checks are coming. king e1, queen f3. Threatening checkmate. Threatening check, probably mate. What's that? Wow. Kamsky-Karpov, 1993. Last move played by Kamsky was queen h4. Now, very strong move by Karpov. See, Karpov wanted now to play g5. Not winning the queen, but after queen h3 there's g4. There might be ideas like e5, e4. So there's something. But there's a problem with g5, which is bishop takes or knight takes. H takes, queen takes. You lose the rook. So Karpov said it's fine. Then let's go king e7. Wow. The rook now is protected, so g5 is coming. Kamsky played knight e5, but he lost a pawn, a very important one. Bishop takes, d takes, check, and take the pawn with check. Bishop e3, simply b6. g5, move away. c5, controlling the dark squares, attacking the queen, bringing the rook to the game. Queen c7 back, just bishop e8. And now, okay, wait a second. Why not c takes d4? Because there's a pin. So king b1, rook d5, f4, rook d8, rook d6, taking, 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 taking. The king escaped, and black is just winning. Pawn up with no compensation. Takes, takes, queen d7, e5, queen g4, king escaped, rook d2, takes, takes, bishop d7, controlling the passers, and f5 is played, check, king f6, e4 move away, f4, f3, two passers together, the passer is just taken, and after rook a2, white is just losing, or resigned. Game 49. Portish versus Tal. Last move played by Portish was bishop d4. And it seems interesting. Rook under fire, also the bishop, exchange some pieces. Tal said, take whatever, h5. I want to create a mess over the board. Okay. Bishop g7. Okay, fine. I don't want you rook, bishop g7. Queen d4 next after you take. I'll take the knight. I'll go home and everything is fine. Tal said, haven't you heard that? I don't care about my pieces. H takes g4. I just want to open up things on the king side. Knight d4 attacking the queen, queen d5. F takes e4, queen takes e4. Queen e3 is coming. Knight f3, queen e3, king h1, and now bishop c6. I don't know, 3 pieces down, but see how strong the pieces are. Rook f1, rook takes a3, queen c1, g takes. The point is, if you take the queen, then f2. Seems like a checkmate. Queen f3 only move, but now rook takes f3, e takes f3, bishop takes f3 mate. So after g takes f3, queen c6 to get rid of the bishop, now queen e2, threatening mate. Stopping that, now, only now, king g7. Rook a e1, queen d2, rook d1, queen e2, queen d1, rook e1, rook e2, and it's just a draw. But it's a very interesting draw. The last position, Widdy versus Lichtenstein, 1979. And last move played by white was bishop takes d6. And seems like white is just winning. Yes, he's a rook down, but see, two very powerful knights supported, queen under fire. The rook will be taken next probably. The knight will be taken afterwards. But guess what? There is this. What a move. The queen is under attack. Taking my queen, I'll take the rook check, and then take the queen with check. Okay, rook takes f8 first, but now what? Queen takes f8. The point is, if you take by knight or by bishop, you lose your queen. If you take the knight, queen f1 check, and my queen will be escaping. So what happened in the game is knight f8, knight g3, knight d7, but knight e2 check, and knight takes c3, b takes c3, rook d8. If the knight moved, the bishop will be taken. c4, the bishop is taken, bishop d4 check, bishop takes, rook takes. Okay, knight e4 protecting something, but too many pawns. Check, king f7, take it, wait. Looks like black lost the game, right? Yeah, so this is the blunder, rook takes h5. Okay, probably the blunder is bishop takes c5. No need to play bishop takes d5. e3 is simply winning. Well, it looks like time pressure or something, and black lost at the end. So, in order not to make the video like 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, the 100 position is prepared, is already ready. If you would like me to continue that as soon as possible, just write me in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe and share and tell me which move you like the most. And don't forget to watch the RITI course on the opening we have already done. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Have a nice one.